Kia ora whānau, and welcome to another episode of Get a Job and Get Healthy with Costas Enterprises. I am your host, Alex Costas, as always. And I just wanted to start off by saying an amazing thank you to everyone. I know I haven't updated you guys over the last couple of days, the last couple of episodes of how many sort of listens I've had. And very recently I just sort of hit 650. As of today, I am currently sitting at 757 listens. So I know I haven't told you sort of the last one. I wanted to sort of hit 700 and then tell you guys. And then in the last couple of days, I've just had an amazing influx of people wanting to listen. So I want to say a amazing, huge, gigantic thank you to everyone that has been listening. I really appreciate and love all of you because of that. It's really nice to see that my content is getting out there and you guys actually enjoy it. So yeah, I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to these episodes. And if this is your first episode, well, welcome. And I hope you do listen to the others. A little bit of housekeeping first and foremost. What are we going to talk about today? Well, I'm actually feeling a little bit sick, so it won't be too long of an episode. I will probably talk about my fun experience having a COVID test. Still waiting on the results, but I don't suspect that I have COVID, given there's no cases down here in Wellington, in New Zealand, but you never know. So I'll keep you guys all appraised on that if it does happen. So I thought I'd talk about sort of like my Redbubble as well, like how's that going. I'm currently not doing any social media for Redbubble at this stage. Not that I've stopped completely, but I'm just sort of trying to give it a bit of time and seeing how the organic part itself is working, and the direct views and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm just trialing a few things just so that I know what I'm looking at. So yeah, I thought I'd sort of touch on that and then basically talk to you guys about a giveaway that I'm going to be doing. So when I hit 1,000 listens, which will be probably in the next couple of months, I will offer a couple of prizes to winners. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do this, but one thing I do want to do when I do hit the 1,000 listens is I want to give you guys an opportunity to ask me questions, and then I can answer those questions through this medium, so that you guys can ask me anything. You can ask me about my health, you can ask me about my the keto, the weight loss, print on demand, Redbubble, Teespring, doing a podcast, what was it like growing up, all that sort of stuff. I am happy to answer any questions, so feel free to write them in. If you do have any questions, you can email me, and I will keep them all until the actual the podcast that we do. So feel free to start sending me these in now. Email is doncostas@gmail.com. That's DON for Nike, COSTAS @gmail.com. You can find me on Instagram at @TheKiwiDon, same as Twitter at capital T for the, underscore capital K for Kiwi, underscore capital D Don, so the Kiwi Don. And also find me on my website, costasenterprises.business.blog, and I'd be happy to sort of answer any questions that you guys have. I will admit that I don't usually use my Twitter as much. I basically just promote this podcast on there. But if you do hit me up through there, I will get the results and I can talk to you guys about that as well, which will be cool. Other than that, as for the giveaway, I am thinking there are going to be a couple of prizes. Grand prize is basically a one-on-one sort of Skype call or Teams call or discussion with me on anything. Maybe you want me to review your own Redbubble store, or even help you come up with a couple of ideas, or maybe help you get into the idea of how to create one. It might be, and the winner will get to choose from these options, of course. It might be a discussion about how to start a podcast. It might be a discussion about how to grow their business, grow passive income, anything like that. And that's sort of a one-on-one. Alternatively, the other option is you can choose to have up to $100 New Zealand dollars worth, or Australian dollars worth, of products from my Redbubble. I will purchase them and then send them to you, and you would let me know what you want, sort of thing, and we go from there. Or alternatively, the other prize that we could look at is a combination of both. So, happy to give out some merch and all that sort of thing. So first off, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the COVID thing. Now, basically, I currently have a very, very sore and raw throat, which is why I probably sound a little bit different than I usually do. And it is very swollen at the moment. So my usual sort of medication that I take when I get a sore throat like this is Difflam Forte, which is a spray, a throat spray. It works wonders on me normally. After about 2 days, 3 days, the throat, the uvula, whatever it is, the thing that hangs down from your throat, that gets very inflamed and very, very swollen to the point where sometimes I can't eat properly. So yeah, I've because of my symptoms and because of the fact that I have not had any contact with anybody from COVID or anybody returning home or anything like that, but just to be sure, in New Zealand they want people to get checked, and I thought I'd sort of explain that process, because I don't know how it is around the rest of the world, but around in New Zealand, the way that we sort of do it is you call your GP, which is your doctor. Your doctor will say, hey, you have the symptoms of this, we don't want to see you, we think you should do this, and then go for a COVID test. They then send a referral to the unit that is dealing with the COVID tests and making appointments. In my case, it took about an hour and a half before I got a phone call from the other business unit, basically saying, hey, look, we can book you in for a test. What would be the best time to come? We've got this time and this time. Now, sorry, I apologize for that. I decided to try and go to my local, and one where I've been before in Miramar, and they were like, look, we can do that, but it's going to take longer. Otherwise, we have an appointment for you today at about 11:40. I was like, looking at the time, it was about an hour away, and I decided, yep, I'm going to get it done now. So the process now is you mask up and you go in your car, and they also have a walk-in section as well, for people that don't have cars, obviously. And then you it's kind of like a drive-through coronavirus test. You get seen by someone first who confirms all your details that you've already spoken to the doctors about. They give you a spiel of, what you're supposed to do and all that sort of stuff, like stay home for 48 hours. We now have another thing where you wait for the result, and then after the result, if you still have the symptoms, you're supposed to still stay home as well, which is pretty smart and pretty fair. And then you go for the actual COVID test, which, if you haven't had one before, I know it's less than ideal. It's not really the most comfortable of tests. It basically feels like they're sticking a long tube down your nose, and you can possibly feel like they're touching your brain. They're not, but that's the only way for them to test it properly. And they sort of put it in there, turn it around a couple of times, and then leave it there for probably about 10 seconds, then turn it again and then pull it out. And it does feel nasty, like it's just, you're sitting there for me, I was sitting there for a couple of hours afterwards, like, scrunching up the nose and trying to get the feeling back, because it did feel quite weird. So, and then the process is you drive off, you go home, you wait, you stay in there for like 2 days, possibly 3, depending on when they actually get back to you. So, the first time I went for my test, they told me it was going to be within 24 hours, and then it didn't end up being until about 72 hours, so about 3 days before I got my test, and I was like, what is going on? So I'm kind of hoping that doesn't happen today, because I do have places that I have to be on Saturday, so it'd be nice if I can go out for that. But overall, glad I got it done. I personally don't think I have COVID. I don't think I've had any contact with anybody. I don't think there's even a case down here in Wellington. So it doesn't make very much sense of how I got it. I also, over here in New Zealand, it is now mandatory for everyone that is catching public transport, like buses or trains, to wear a mask. They actually brought it in as law. And so that is the way that it is now. So yeah, I travel to and from work on the bus, and while there were a couple of people that didn't wear, 99% of people were wearing a mask. So and it wasn't like you heard many people coughing and all that sort of stuff. So I personally don't think I've got COVID, but you never know. So that's where we'll sort of go from there. Then usually what happens is you'll get a text, and the text message will say something like, yay, you don't have COVID. If you don't get a text and you get a phone call, then, it's like you're probably, you're being spoken to personally. You've probably got COVID. Make sure you self-isolate, yada, 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 all that sort of fun stuff. But the main thing is just to follow the instructions of the people that give you the test. Like, the reason they're doing that is for a good reason. It is to make sure that everyone is protected. Like, the last thing you want to do is be that person that goes out and then infects everybody because you were too stubborn to actually heed the advice of the people that are medical practitioners. So yeah, it's it's fun. You can't really go wrong with it. It is one of those ones where it's just, you've got to get it done, and it's better to do it and not, potentially be sick. So yeah, it's what it is. So in regards to Redbubble, I thought I would tell you guys about how I'm tracking with audience. So the first month I did sort of a Facebook ad in January, and I had about 100 people. I think it was about 101. And then the month after that, in February, I did no Facebook advertising, but I did some Instagram advertising that I did myself personally, and that took me to about, I believe it was like 78 people. Now, so far that we're in March, I currently have, and I'll give you the breakdown as well, but I currently am sitting at about just over 50 views. So these consist of 1 other, 17 direct, which is the most I've got in this month, 12 organic, 7 social media, and 13 Redbubble. one of the things that I will probably be taking advantage of shortly is I just recently signed up to what we call a silent loop. Now, if you don't know what these are, there is some Instagram groups called silent loops where you'll basically, everyone opts in, and then from there you will follow everyone that gets opted in and accepted by the sort of silent loop masters. And then, they will follow you, you follow them. You're basically promoting each other. And you send usually 5 direct mails to other people that you want or think would be beneficial with this. Now, I got included with a group basically of mothers and small New Zealand businesses. And so at first I thought, oh yeah, okay, how am I going to do this? What can I do? I can't just put out any old ads. So I'm going to start looking at sort of adapting some ads to be more baby focused. So possibly look at getting some baby clothing images from Redbubble and using those for some of my images, and sort of try a little marketing that way, because I am part of the silent loop. So if most of them are mums, then it might be something that's really, really quite cool for them to see. And I'm sort of waiting until after the end of March to trial this, just because I want to see at the end of this month how my Redbubble goes, with no sort of proper advertising. Now, while I have been at home, I should have been doing something good like uploading my 100 designs that are ready for me. I haven't. I've been very bad, and hope to do those in the next couple of days. So I'll probably do them on Sunday, or start doing them on Sunday. And this is my Kawaii Pocket Friends succulents, which I keep talking about. And then what I might do is I might actually adjust those baby clothes and start to look at what I can do in advertising for that, and then just send them around the Instagram so that I've got something there to trial with this group of like 170 odd followers. And I've noticed that since I've done that, I've actually started accumulating a lot more people following me that I don't know, that aren't part of the loop. I don't know if they are previous loop members that are trying to get back in. I'm not sure exactly myself, but it's more followers, so I'm sort of sitting a lot higher in followers than I used to. And because I haven't really posted on Instagram in the last little while, I figure that when I come out, I do a little bit more and sort of focus towards the kids side of it and see what happens. That may generate me some more interest. That may generate me some more business, hopefully. But at the end of the day, it is something that I am sort of looking into. So yeah, sitting at about 50 people, it's not a bad place to be, considering, this is my 3rd month where I've cracked the 40 people. So it's just getting higher and higher, which is what I want. I'm sitting at about 435 likes. Now, some of those people are the same people that just keep liking stuff over and over and over again, which, hey, I mean, that's up to them if they want to run their business that way. That's fair. I have done, for everybody that does favourite me, I favourite them, just because I think, that's good manners. But it's when people are favouring things which have no sense compared to what they're selling. It's just like, yeah, I think you're basically trying to troll me. So I don't follow them so much. I basically try to look at what the person's got. If someone's got like a whole lot of trademarked stuff, I'm not going to be favoriting that stuff, because, as you guys are aware, like one of the biggest problems that Redbubble has is everyone is using trademarked goods, which, like, if they're part of the partnership program, the partner program, I understand, but most of these places aren't. Other than that, as I said, the giveaway, in regards to the giveaway, I will start taking questions from everybody. I will try to think of a way of randomizing the questions that I do get, and then whoever sort of wins that will get their choice of what it is that they want from me, and then we can go from there. Whether it's free consultancy or products from my Redbubble, either or, I'm more than happy to help out with any of that sort of stuff. I do look forward to hearing from your questions. As I said, this giveaway will happen probably after the 1,000 listens, because I do want the questions first in order to do the 1,000 listens, and then after that I will find a way to select the winner. I haven't really thought about it too much. I just wanted to announce it basically to you guys, so that you're aware, and then we'll talk about what it is that you want versus what it is that I want, and we'll go from there. Other than that, everything else has been pretty good for Alex, apart from the being sick, of course. So I hope you are doing well. I hope everything is coming up roses for you. On a side note, so you guys may or may not know this about me, but I am currently really, really loving playing Fortnite. Yes, I know the kids' game, Fortnite. Your kids, if you have kids, they're probably playing it, if they're not playing it, they know about it. I started playing it a couple of months ago, during the Marvel season, and for this whole time, I have never been able to get a solo victory royale, which is basically, if you don't know Fortnite, it is basically the battle royale part is one player versus 99. For the very first time, after a couple of times coming second or third, I finally got first, and so I was pretty stoked. I had to take a photo and send it to my partner, who was like, "Yay, that's good. You got first in the video game." I was like, Thanks, baby. I love you." But so other friends were more supportive, obviously. But yeah, really, really looking forward. There's been some changes in New Zealand law, which means that I might be able to actually look at potentially getting a house earlier than I thought, which is just a complete shock. So the debt repayment is going pretty well at the moment. I am basically trying to ramp that up so I can start doing things like saving more money, so that I can potentially get a house. So yeah, all things are coming up, Alex, at the moment. I hope everyone else is doing well. Let me know, people. Even if you don't want to ask me a question for the thing, hit me up. Let me know what's been going on with you. I love to hear from people. So, yeah, don't be afraid to hit me up. doncostas@gmail.com. That's DONCOSTAS@gmail.com. And until next time, I love you all. I can't believe you guys have got me this far. And it really is you people. You guys are amazing. And I'm still on a high after it. It's just so shocking. And really humbling. And I hope that you will continue to listen. I hope that I continue to bring you the content that you like and you want. And if I'm doing something that you don't like, let me know. I am open to criticism. I don't take any sort of offence by anything like that. So yeah, if you think, hey, look, you ramble too much, or you talk about Fortnite too much, as an example, then let me know, and I will try my best to change the channel for you guys for that. But until next week, I love you all, and of course, as always, good luck. Have a great week, people. And again, sorry this episode is a little bit late.